This video is sponsored by Sewage Written, for your ultimate clothing that's been dragged through the sewer. Welcome to this video where I'm going to be taking a look at some of the most ridiculous, overpriced things that posh twats are willing to buy. Mainly clothing. I find it stupid. Some of the ridiculous prices of luxury clothing, and what do you really get? Just a brand name, which is meaningless. The fact people think it's worth spending hundreds or even thousands of pounds just to have a brand, as well as being completely stupid, is utterly ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned, if an item of clothing's got a brand name on it, then that company should be paying me to wear it, since I'm advertising their brand. I shouldn't be paying hundreds, if not thousands of pounds just to be a walking advert. Plus, a lot of the items I'm going to show are no better quality than anything else. People seem to think if you're paying £1,000 or something, it must be better, and it really isn't. Often some of these overpriced things are no better than what you can buy in Primark, or if not Primark, say something like Next. Say from there, it's no less quality than something from, I don't know, Prada or Gucci or something. The whole concept pisses me off. Now, in past videos, I've taken a look at the posh twats areas of Milan, Venice and Brussels. But this time, I want to take a look at my own city. Let's take a look at some of the posh twat locations of London and see how ridiculous some items are. Let's start off with the most famous of all, Harrods. So, I enter into Harrods. A very posh looking place. The only positive thing I'm going to say about Harrods, compared to some of the utterly crap places like at Posh Centre in Milan, which had nothing to it of interest, at least the shop of Harrods is actually refurbished to look really nice. And they've got really good themed lifts. So at least Harrods has something going for it, unlike some places. But let's take a look at the products on sale. Firstly, a belt. What's the point of a belt? It's that goes on your jeans. Why would you pay any more than the absolute minimum for something like that? And it's £425. Oh my. Okay. Let's keep looking. What's going to be the most overpriced thing of all? Take your bets. The next item I'm going to take a look at is this rather ugly looking suit. Like, it's just grey. It doesn't even look particularly well made. Is this like a bog standardy thing you'd expect to see something like in Debenhams when it was open, or maybe even just something on a market street corner or something? Yeah, this costs £2,095. Oh my, who would pay? When people have so much money they're willing to throw it away like that, it really infuriates me. Throwing it away, giving it to a capitalist corporation for something that's probably cost hardly a thing to make. Even if you had money to throw away, why would you do this? The next item is some very bog standard looking trousers. I know you probably see something like that in Next, or maybe H&M maybe even in Primark. What's that worth? I don't know, £10, £20 at most. £30 would be pushing it. Well, it is £2,890. Okay, next bit. At least it's something a bit more colourful for once, because a lot of this posh twat clothing is all greys and really boring colours. At least this bit is slightly nice, although I wouldn't want to pay more than £10 for this top. Oh look, £430. I don't think I'll be buying that. This coat here looks second hand. It looks a bit crumpled and creased. Ooh, how much is this going to be worth? Oh, I can't tell you. There's no price tag. In fact, a lot of the stuff in Harrods doesn't have price tags on, which is frustrating. Like, surely even if you're a rich twat, you want to know the prices without having to ask someone. What brand even is this? Like, oh, I recognise these shitty brands. Now along to a hat. A very bog standard hat. So you probably get from Primark for like £5 or something. Ooh, £110. Now to this jacket. Looks a bit of an old person style of clothing, really. None of his stuff appeals to me, as you can see. I was supposed to really be telling what brand this is, but honestly, I don't even recognise these brand names. It's a Studio, whatever the fuck that says, like I don't give a fuck. Ooh, the price fell, £550. Not as expensive as the other one. And what's this? This looks very much like a sort of top you'd get in Primark or somewhere. I don't know. What is it? Abby, whatever it is. Oh, £265. Oh, not as expensive, but still stupid. What about this jacket gown or whatever it is? I guess that's sort of, it's kind of a posh tratty looking thing because it's very long, but oh, £1,640. Right, yeah, we need to buy that, don't we? Dries Van Noten, whatever the fuck that means. Is that a brand or what? And now the next thing really made me laugh, because this is Harrods, the ultimate posh place for the richest people. Jeans the top with a cannabis leaf? What the fuck? I did not expect to see that in Harrods. What is this stuff? It looks hippie sort of style. Annoyingly, there's no price tag on that one, so couldn't tell you how much it was. Next thing is a branded thing. Looney Tunes, that's Warner Brothers. Like, that's sort of branded-based TV show clothing you'd get in all kinds of places. Surely that's not, say, from a posh shop like Harrods. Oh, £1,135. Oh, and now we have to take a look at the best thing of all. Used gloves. What appears to be used gloves, although they're brand new, but look at the material. Look how ugly and worn that looks. That looks hideous. It looks like it's been worn by like 100 people before you. £410. Now we go along to a coat, one of these kind of shiny coats. It's kind of a posh thing, except Primark does imitations of all these posh clothing. Like, you must book a Primark, depending on what's in. Sometimes have shiny coats if you really want to say it's shiny like that. Now, was it Canada Goose? I'm guessing that means it's got Canada Goose feathers as the stuffing in the coat, maybe? Or is that just a name? I don't know. £850 for that. Now to this scarfy top sort of thing. And I know clothing opinions are quite sort of personal, but to me, I like clothes like microfiber and stuff that looks like modern, sort of technical, like, say like it's where the fibres are big, like huge, massive fibres. Like, it's so little has gone into that. Like, you could knit it yourself, it wouldn't even take that long when you've got the fibres that large. Like, how can this be posh? Yet that costs £1,445. So continue looking around. A lot of stuff had no prices on, which is annoying. A lot of stuff had really dark, boring colours. A lot of the materials didn't even look particularly nice. They looked very worn. Although at least I managed to find one section with stuff that's a sort of nice, bright colour. But you can get shorts like this in Primark for £4.50. Why would you pay £480? 100 times the price. And come on, it's just a pair of shorts. It's not really going to be any different from what you buy in Primark. The next shop display is a bit weird, because this mannequin is made to look like a homeless person. But this is Harrods, the exact opposite. This is a posh twat place. Yet it's now stylish to be carrying around all your stuff in bags like you're homeless. I don't get this fashion stuff. Let's now move on to the sculpture, furniture and house decoration section. You thought the clothes were expensive, but wait till you see the price of some of these little sculpture things. These are just like decorative little things for your house that you put on your side to make your house look nice. So you've got here a horse. £36,000! Oh, fucking hell! It's a little decorative item. You could probably get something similar to that in like Next at Home or TK Maxx or something for like under 100 or even under £30 you get something like that. It's literally just a little item for your house. How do they charge this amount? Now we've got an ashtray. A little glass bit. I'll get really dirty very quickly, especially if you love getting lung cancer from smoking. But for this one, it's cost £690. But you're going to get it dirty in no time if you smoke. Why do you pay that for an ashtray? Now we've got some of these glass items, some of the most expensive things of all. But you can buy sort of glass things in many, many places. I know these ones are quite a big size, so that would make them worth something. But still, you get like these big glass things for a couple of £100. I don't know, £300 for that, if you got it from the right place. And look at the price, £42,000. And here we have the glass horse's head, £23,000. Now to the furniture. This seat looks a bit saggy. It looks like it's second hand. I've seen better stuff from charity shops. Look how saggy it is. It's not a very nice colour and it just looks like it's been sat on like 1,000 times already. Oh, £3,000 for that. Now here we've got a 2-tier chandelier, £72,000. Well, I get chandeliers are expensive luxury things, but surely that is not that much to it. I guess it's quite a nice posh thing, but it's not worth that much, surely. Then we've got the cactus table, £92,000. I mean, that is a very nice looking table, sort of decorative glasswork, but surely you could get that for like £1,000 to £2,000 something, not £92,000. Now on this side, the most expensive thing here is the Les Cassius console. I don't know what that is, but it's £111,000. If you've got that kind of money to waste, like, what is wrong with you? And now on to the pianos. I do like a good piano, so this is probably more kind of worth the price, but still, I reckon if you really wanted a piano for cheap, you could shop around and get a cheap one. I know pianos are quite expensive. You've got this piano here, it plays itself, and I mean, like, that's a very nice piano. I bet Harrods is not going to be a value for money place to buy pianos. So, since we're in Harrods, might as well go and take a look at the lifts. At least one good thing about Harrods is that they have got properly themed lifts. Unlike a shitty place in Milan that had the most cheapest, nastiest generics in a luxury place that was charging stupid amounts of money, which I thought was very off. But at least Harrods does do the job at properly theming their stuff. This lift is actually a cone TMS and it's still got the original logic, which is really nice. one thing about Harrods which I do quite like is the oversized soft toys. That giraffe is almost life-size. That's quite a fun thing, but not for £4,500. That's too much. And the big question is, if we go to the children's section for clothing, is the clothing going to be any cheaper? Considering a child's going to wear it, they're going to roll around in the mud, they're going to get it dirty. Like, surely you can't pay loads of money for children's clothing. I'm guessing rich children are probably not allowed to roll around in mud anyway, but what's the price of this? £830? What the fuck? A child's gonna wear it. It's gonna be ruined in no time. How would you pay that much? And here we've got, is this a model car? Is this a toy car? Is this a children's car? Is this like an adult's plaything? I literally don't know. It's not road legal. You can't take that thing out on the road. It's not compliant at all. £67,000 for this thing. It's not even a proper car. Now, the most frustrating thing about this trip to Harrods is in the ultimate overpriced section. The bits have got the stupid brands like Diesel. Even though Diesel's supposed to be something you fill up your car with, this is the most expensive place. It's got other stupid crap like Gucci and utter rubbish. But there's no prices up. I couldn't really give you a comparison of how stupid this section is. I bet the prices are going to be fucking stupid here. I was kind of wanting to compare it to the price in Milan, but no prices, and you have to talk to the staff and they're going to have all their posh twatness. Like, even if I was like a rich twat and wanted some stupid item, which I never would, like the fact you have to talk to the staff, I find that such an inconvenience. Like when I'm shopping, I just don't want to have to talk to staff and ask for prices. Now let's go to the lifts. The classic 1930s Otis lifts. They've been modernised multiple times over the years. They've still got original fixtures, they've still got a custom theming, and they've still got the manually controlled, or I should say semi-automatically controlled handle. This is where the lift attendant would like set the lift going, but the lift would still take itself to the floor automatically, so it's more of a semi-automatic thing. Very nice, they've still kept this for decoration. And finally, along to the diamond and jewellery section. I find it absolutely ridiculous that diamonds and jewellery are worth this stupid amounts of money, but at least in some ways it's not as bad as overpriced clothing, because clothing will depreciate straight away as soon as you buy it, unless you put it in some sort of airtight container or something. At least with jewellery, you'll put your money into something which you can sell on if you know what you're doing of. And with that said, jewellery is also a brilliant way to do money laundering. You take all your money, buy a load of jewellery, then sell it on later on, and no one will know where you got your money from. Although, with that said, I think actually wearing jewellery is completely, utterly stupid. Annoyingly, no prices and all of the jewellery stuff. That pisses me off. Can't I just put some fucking prices so at least I can see how overpriced it is? The only item with prices I found in the whole shop was these earrings. And these are tiny, tiny little things. £14,900. Imagine if you wore those in public, you'd probably get robbed. Or imagine damaging that because it's such a tiny item and all that money would be gone. And one final thing before we leave Harrods, we just have to take a look at the epically small escalator. I believe this is the shortest escalator in the entire country. I can't be certain about that because it's very hard to definitively say which escalator is the shortest, but this one is a very good contender because it's tiny. It only goes up 1 metre. Such a small escalator. So that's Harrods done with. Let's now go along to another Posh Twats department store. Let's go to Selfridges. First we take a look at the lifts, and fucking hell, what a load of crap. This really pisses me off when you got a shop selling overpriced rubbish for thousands of pounds, which they make huge profits on, yet they can't even put in a decent lift. The interior of the lift has got a little bit of theming to it, but not that much really. But then the Dewhurst buttons, the Leicester logic, is so mundane stuff. Surely if a place is trying to be posh, they'd put in a better lift than this. Now let's take a look at the overpriced clothing. Here we've got suits and shirts and all that stuff. Nothing special, although I'm sure someone in the comment section is going to point out to me why this stuff is special. Like, I still can't see how anyone could justify these prices. What's this worth? Ooh, £1,610. And let's take a look at this top, which looks very bog standard. Like, not something I'd wear. Oh look, £2,390. Deal of the century here. And here's another one of these very knitted looking tops with a very large fibres, like it's been woven with a very large string size. It's like something you could have knitted yourself, like if a family member knitted this for you, but that's something personal to you, which is what makes it interesting. But to buy something to the shop, which is this amateur looking, just why? And the price, £1,835 for something you could have knitted yourself. So continue to look around. Be honest, I'm not sure which of these items of clothing are in the men's section and which are in the women's section, because to me they all look the same. In fact, I actually do not like how clothing is so gender segregated. Like, fucking hell, it's just an item of clothing. I feel like the fashion industry deliberately puts in this gender segregation into clothing to try and pursue an idea of what people want to look like to then sell more clothes and make more money. So as for this ugly brown top, oh my, even more expensive, £3,175. But it's an ugly top. It's ugly, it's old person looking. I really do not get what these prices are based on. No, actually, I do know what these prices are based on. They're based on whatever they think they can get away with charging. So now we go into the really posh areas, located in the little mini shops off the side of the main shop. How much do you think this very bog standard looking thing costs? Well, it is £2,000. And what's this? A pair of jogging bottoms. You buy those in promo for like £5 or £6. This is just a really basic baggy pair of jogging bottoms, like the most basic thing you'd buy. What's this worth? Oh, £665. And here we've got another ugly brown jacket. £2,500. And now we're in the Louis Vuitton section. Oh dear, this is going to be bad. How much is this very plain looking item of clothing going to cost, I wonder? £2,910 for a very basic looking top. Oh dear. Here we've got a blue suit top. £2,440. I am just lost for words. What idiot buys this stuff? And in Selfridges, there's less features around the shop which are just generally interesting compared to Harrods. Although one interesting feature is this piano thing that you can walk on. Let's now take a look at the jewellery and watches. These are going to cost stupid prices, aren't they? Look at this watch. Guess how much this is going to cost? Like, it looks so bog standard ordinary to me. I can see nothing special about this item. What do you think it is going to cost? £64,500. What the fuck? That's so stupid. And here we have this blue watch. It looks like back in the days of Woolworths, one of those really cheap £5 watches you could buy. But it actually costs £12,200. And that watch on the right looks like that £5 watch from Argos that my nan used to have. But this one costs £27,300. And also in this shop with loads of security guards around it is the Rolex section. Rolex is a non-profit organisation. How the fuck did they get away with that? An overpriced company making tons and tons of money, selling stupid, unnecessary items, and they now count as non-profit. I'm guessing that's because they pay out all the profits they would make to the various people they give out the money to, rather than having it as a profit being distributed to the shareholders. So to be honest, I consider that a tax workaround really. They're not a non-profit organisation, obviously not. Especially when they're charging £39,150 for a very small bog standard looking watch. Let's now leave the watch section and go along to the perfume section. I had to leave this section very quickly because I've got cystic fibrosis, which has links to asthma, and I can't breathe in perfumes because it puts me into a coughing fit. And as for how overpriced these perfumes are, well, there's no prices up. If you're interested in the perfumes, you have to talk to a member of staff who put on the hard pressure selling to try and make you buy some stupidly overpriced stuff, which is just a liquid that smells disgusting. Like, why do you want to buy it anyway? And the prices they charge are going to be scary. As well as the perfume section, there's the cosmetics section. Loads of unnecessary products, all trying to show off how this product will make your life loads better. To be honest, the majority of people do not need cosmetic stuff. Unless you've got some medical condition, then you go through the NHS to get it anyway, rather than going to one of these overpriced shops. So then, let's now have a reminder to other posh twat places I went to in other places around the world. These are some extracts from previous videos I've done, but let's compare these other posh twat places to London, although to be honest they're pretty much all the same. Let's first have a reminder of the posh twat area of Brussels in Belgium. So a very tatty looking bag, €645. It'd be nuts to buy that. So for a watch which looks like any other watch, can't even see any diamonds on that, 1,490 to €2,890. Remember, dot means comma in Europe and comma means dot, so it's not 1.4, it's 1,490. Seeing chocolate left, just left on this work surface like that, makes it look unhygienic. That's old person's gloves, that's not even good for URBEX, those are like tatty gloves. That was €89, that's €98, 189. Those tattoos look worn and used and knackered. Look at the material. If that is what a glove looks like once you've done loads of URBEX and it's now time to throw away the glove. That's new and they're selling it for 170. And now let's go to Venice. And first we go into Venice's equivalent of Harrods. This is a shop for Venice's super wealthy. Because taking a look at the people in Venice, the majority of people here are tourists. Then you get the ordinary Italians who live here, and then you get the super wealthy. People who are living in an utter bubble. They are living artificial lives, completely disconnected from reality, and they spend extortionate amounts of money on nothing. Let's take a look at what this shop sells. It sells things like this top, which looks like just an ordinary top, and it costs €590. I do not understand the concept of designer brands. Do I dare say I think you'd possibly get a top nicer than this one from Primark? So why would you buy this €590 top? You'd buy it just for the brand, and I don't get this. Because surely if you want to walk around with a brand name on you, surely the company should be paying you to wear their brand rather than you spending extortionate amounts of money to wear it. And as well as this shop also sells extortionately priced jewellery. Now I do kind of get the idea of jewellery if you're buying it as an investment because it does contain real diamonds. But for all the people who just want a diamond because they think it looks nice, what's the point? Like this watch here doesn't even look nice and it costs €16,700, and this watch here, fucking hell, it costs €31,600. Ugh. There's no prices up. For a Joseph Peretti, which looks like poison but is actually a pasta, I'm going to guess it's €100 per 100 grams probably. That looks like a garden weed. I bet it's €200 per 100 grams. That looks like something you cough up when you're about to be sick, that pasta there. That looks like someone's hair has been chopped off. So then, let's now go and explore Venice. Most of the boats here are stupid, overpriced tourist traps, such as the hearse boat. For just €80 for half an hour, you can take a ride on a boat which looks like a hearse. You can't turn that deal down, can you? Seriously, it's €80 for half an hour in the daytime, or in the evening is €100 for 35 minutes. I don't think I'll be paying that much to take a ride in a hearse. And you're paying that amount of money and the boat doesn't even have an engine. Someone has to row it. So it is a boringly slow boat and you're paying a stupid amount of money to ride it. Why is this even a thing? This is a floating hearse. That's like the least thing I want to ride in, but people obviously do, and it's so slow as well, it doesn't even have an engine, you just get pushed along. Look at it, so much faster. That's a far better thing to have a ride in, except that's also expensive because that's a taxi. And now let's take a look at Southend Airport duty free. And surprisingly, airside
Don't believe it, they've actually got a duty-free shop. It's going to be really cheap. Just imagine all this cheap stuff I can get. Such as, what can I get? Jimmy Choo, that's because you spray it on you and it makes you sneeze. There's, whatever the fuck that is, diesel, you can buy some diesel for your car. More weird stuff that is stupidly priced for weird smelly shit. The only thing they sell here is literally weird chemicals that smell weird.
And now let's go to Milan. Welcome to Posh Twats Shopping Centre in Milan in Italy. This is a place, well, mainly tourists go here, but the actual people that go here to shop and buy stuff are some of the most disconnected twats you could imagine. People have so much money, they can just waste it on rubbish. Rubbish they don't need, rubbish that benefits nobody. And it's just status symbols, just to show that they're wearing an item of clothing with a stupid little logo on it and makes them feel important because they've spent many thousands of pounds on it. Let's go and take a look inside this shopping centre and let's take a look at what the shops are selling.
Well, this person looks like they're going to work in a laboratory. They got all their laboratory clothes on. It's all clothes you wear when you're doing food production to protect the food. How much is that worth, considering it's just work clothes? 4,900 for a jacket, 2,700 for a blazer, 1,500 for trousers. So just bog standard work gear that you wear when you go into a laboratory is 1,500. Here we have the tattiest sort of blazer, the sort of crap clothes that look absolutely hideous like an old person would wear, and the sort of clothes you'd only wear if you're going urbexing to protect your main clothes underneath. That's the only reason why you should ever wear something as ugly as that. That costs 3,500 euros.
And here we have Louis Vuitton. How overpriced will this rubbish be? The top is 1,980 euros, so almost 2,000 euros. Let's take a look at the amazing quality of it.
1,980 euros. What, for that a shitty top?
So doing a little translation now, I've got home. Gonna means skirt. And if you take a look at his skirt, it's literally just a bit of material. And that's worth 2,390 euros. It's ridiculous. And let's now take a look at the most extortionate crappy brand here, Gucci.
Looks bog standard, crap. It's got a stupid brand on it which I couldn't care less about. And what do you think the price is going to be? Handbag, 2,800.
Also notice the other handbag is 7,200 euros. What utter cunts would buy that?
Never heard of Prada, but that is the cheapest hat I've ever seen. That shouldn't be more than 2 euros.
So after I got home to do some translations, Capello is the hat, 520 euros, fucking hell. And the one at the bottom, Calzatura, that is the shoes. And those are 950 euros.
But is that it? Surely not, they look crap. Look how high those are. Good for walking through sewers where you've got like the water and you need to not get your foot wet. Sewer shoes for URBEX, those are. Let's have a look at a price. 2,300 for that tatty little thing. Take it URBEX and you'll be covered in black oil when you first trip out. What is this one? This looks like the most blingiest one of all. Look how blingy that is. Oh, there's no prices up on that. I hate it there's no prices up. Actually, that looks a bit like a coat I had there. Weird thing, I actually had one of these coats. Apparently they're worth like £1,000 or something stupid. I got it and I just used it as an URBEX coat because I didn't know it was worth much money. So I just used it as a shitty URBEX coat which I got dirty in a couple of months.
So, which Posh Twatland is the most twatty? Leave a comment in the comment section.
Good idea,